Hey, Yoga Detoxers, it's Lynn. Yeah, it was just by chance that I wore this t-shirt. Anywho, yeah, so anyways, I wanted to talk about broth and specifically vegetable broth. And I find that there are many recipes out there, that's for sure, and specifically in the recipe book that you guys all got from Kate, it's there. Um, But for myself, what I usually do is that whenever I cut like carrots, celery, onions, or garlic or leeks, or even like some root vegetables like maybe like sweet potato or even like turnip, I usually keep those little end parts I usually take off, and I usually put it in the compost. But in the last few years, what I've been doing is actually I put them in a bag and then I freeze them. And then when it's time, I take them out and I make a broth. And it's actually fairly simple. And so what I use is a little bit of coconut oil. I started heating the pot already. So I just put a little bit of coconut oil at the bottom here, which is melting now. And then what I do, let that melt and heat up a little bit, which shouldn't be too long. And then what I do, I take out my bag. Little cuttings here, and I just put them in a bag like so, because I don't necessarily put them in a Ziploc because I use them pretty quickly. So they actually don't like taste like the freezer if you want. And if you look in the bag, actually, see this little end parts of like carrots. I've got some onions here, maybe even some zucchini tails in there, onions, and at the bottom here I got a little bit of celery. See, all frozen. And then after I put in the oil, usually in the spring I try to add more like pungent herbs, like specifically like bay leaves and cloves. Whole cloves that I have. So I usually add the oil and then I add spices in. So these are pungent. So this is a taste that we want to try and have a little bit more in our diet in this spring, specifically to bring about ama to the surface and to help detox the body. And so for myself, specifically spring and often in the fall, I'll add just a little bit more either cloves, bay leaves, so I'll add like maybe like 4 in there, maybe 5, why not? And then what I would do, I'm gonna add one more herb actually. There's some oregano. I don't know if I have any left. Nope, I'm out. So anywho, so oregano would be another good option to add because that has a better taste, specifically like for using the broth for our goal here. So the whole bag, I wouldn't put all of it in, but I put about like half, right? Half of that in there. See, even in like the tail ends of like celery here, right? And often I do it on purpose to have like just a little bit of extra here, just to add some taste to the broth. I'm usually not skimpy necessarily when I cut the ends off. So I put this back in the freezer for my next broth. Yeah, so I took my spoon here. I'm going to give it a good stir. What you guys see in here? See all those bright colors? It comes out. Even like I have, I think, a bit of beet in there too. Right there. A bit of beet in there too. You can put that in there too. So anyway, so I usually just stir it up. like so. Let me put you guys back here. And you can use like coconut oil or even ghee, specifically to like to stir fry. And sometimes I use like sunflower oil, but I kind of like using coconut oil for this for myself. So yeah, so I just like get going for like a couple minutes. And then in the meantime, what I'll do is I'm going to grab some water. Ooh. Sorry, I left you guys for a while. Yeah, it's a good break. There you go. Something like that. There you go. Anyways, what I went to go get is actually just a little bit of the garlic, the tail ends and stuff like that, the bottom piece. Cover that in there, even with a little bit of dirt. I know it comes from a local organic farm, so really I don't mind so much. So once I stir them up, and once they get kind of soft, what I do is to then add water. And then I'll grab some more water. And the water, what I'll do is I'll fill that up. Like so. So I'll turn that up just for it to boil. And then I'll put a timer on for about like 30 minutes or so. And after 30 minutes, I just shut it off, leave it on here on the stove, and then I just strain it out, and then my broth is ready. So that's a really just simple way to kind of reuse the end pieces of like the veggies and stuff like that, and not necessarily having to follow a recipe per se. I think it's, well, for myself, it simplifies. And for myself, I get to use like tail ends of vegetables instead of just throwing in the compost. I get to reuse them, right? Because there's still some goodies in there. As you saw, there was really bright colors in there. So it's just reusing it. And then I make a nice broth for carrot soup on our menu this week. So voila, there's an idea for your veggie broth. Have a good detox, everyone. Bye.